Hey, it's Rod Parker from Out of the Box Marketing again. We're a branded merch company, and if you saw our video last week, it was on how to basically regain a sense of team after COVID. So today we're going to continue this series. We're going to do a series for a few more weeks on how to develop a sense of belonging with staff. So start with, I'll just ask a question. And what would happen if we increased our sense of belonging or our staff's morale or their level of caring from a 7 to a 9? Okay, well, maybe that's a stretch. Maybe from 7 to an 8. Maybe a 7 to a 7.2. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but we do have tools. I've got tools that can help us, especially if we do it in a systemized way and a consistent way. Maybe we can be a catalyst to start making staff feel a little bit more belonged and create a systemized, regular approach to it. So my job is to help clients and companies find ways to just make their team feel, or staff feel like part of a team. So step one, when we work with clients, we chat with them to see what they're looking for. They're looking for a recognition program, an incentive program, a length of service program, maybe an attaboy program where we just have vouchers that we give out to people that their coworkers find them, catching them doing something right. An incentive program, maybe we're celebrating a milestone. Maybe you've hit a certain sales level, or you've launched a new product that either the company as a whole or individual teams worked on. Maybe they all get something for that, whether it's a jacket or a mug or a plaque or something like that. So step two is, after we kind of get our head around where we want to go, it's number two is set a budget and figure out how many staff you have. And go from there, because it's easy to get all excited about, well, I want to do this and I want to go with that, but it's a matter of focusing it down so that we can create a program and help you with that. Next thing is to figure out, for us to discuss and learn a little bit about the demographics of your staff, because it's too easy to say, well, let's just do jackets or let's do mugs or whatever. It's like, well, let's figure out who your staff is more. Are they more indoor, outdoor, white collar, blue collar, etc. And then when we're developing a program, also one of the things is how are we going to distribute it? That's the biggest thing. If you've got like 100 or 500 staff, it's real easy to say, well, we want to do, I don't know, whatever it is that you're going to do. But then how are we going to distribute it? Is it going to be something where the CEO is going to enclose a letter and it's going to go to everybody? Is it going to be sitting on their desks or at their workplace? Is it going to be mailed to their home? Is it going to be the CEO is going to have a dinner once a year to celebrate success, and people that are hit certain milestones are involved in that? So distribution's a huge thing that's quite often overlooked, but will determine what it is that you're able to do, wanting to do. The next thing is, how are things going to be ordered? So how do we create a system for, let's say you have like 200 or 500 or even 1,000 staff. Okay, so when they hit, is it going to be the HR person ordering 500 mugs, for example, or 500 jackets? And if so, how are we going to collect the sizes? Do you want us to set up a website, a branded merch website, where all staff have the authority to go online and order a medium ladies or a large men's or whatever it is? We can take care of that. It's all about partnering with you. Think of us as your branded merch staff or your part of your HR staff. If we were at the desk next to you, you just come to us and say, we're thinking of doing this as an incentive program, recognition, etc. And come up with an idea. It's your job, Rod, and it is our job. And then you mark our work. So other ways of ordering, we can set up a voucher program. We can, you could set up a website, and then we could create vouchers, and people could earn $50 or $100 vouchers. Maybe they're at certain safety milestones. They get a $50 voucher that they can purchase things on the website. Maybe it can be any type of thing like that. So it's really about creating the system first. We'll talk about product later. The last thing is product. We don't know the product until we decide how we're going to distribute it, what your budget is, who your demographic is, etc. So for quite a few people, in my industry, I hate to say it, is that they'll come and say, hey, you should do mugs for your staff. It's like, well, why, first of all, and how is it going to get distributed and when, and et cetera, et cetera. Maybe it's a birthday program. Ooh, birthday program, very cool. You can also do wrapped birthday present or birthday paper while I'm thinking about it. So the last thing is the product. We create the structure in conjunction by learning all about your company and your corporate culture, etc. And then the last thing plumps out is the product. So I'm going to go real quick into, I'm not going to get into product now. We're going to do a series of that in the next couple of weeks of different programs that we can do and what an incentive, recognition, length of service program, birthday program could look like. But I'm just going to go through a few things that are from my past that really resonated with me. In my 20s, I owned a branded merch company, and full disclosure, I guess don't tell anybody. We grew real quick in my 20s, and we were all in our 20s. It was the time of my life. I am no longer in my 20s. We grew too quick and ended up with $1 million program that we ran for a company across Canada, doing absolutely everything, basically working as their branded merch staff, taking care of everything, doing programs like this. Had the time of our life, and then unfortunately lost $1 million company. So not everybody succeeds on their first go around. So that was 25 years ago, but I'm just going to show you some things that I was extraordinarily proud of that are still on my mantle today. So number one, here's my 5-year mug. Still have it 30 years later. So love that. And it mattered to both my clients and my staff to have something that commemorated a success. Another one is we received this, so whether you're doing recognition, plaques, awards, etc. So this we were very proud of as a team, part of that with my team. After we received this, it wasn't a company award to me, it was a team award, and it was celebrating team. So we got everybody in our staff, just a little plaque, and then we had a picture of them in it. And yes, that is a photo of us having a full-on food fight in my office, which we did most birthdays, which raises the point that I said last video, that it's a matter of how do we develop team. I know how to do that. I've done it before. I've done it in most places, whether it's sports and lasting impressions. When we had that previously, my goodness, we weren't team, we were family. And I have so many stories about that my goodness, we were a family. Brainstorm with me. Give me a call, brainstorm ideas. I'm passionate about developing team, both in sports and especially in business, because it can make a world of difference. If we can help you move the needle on the caring of your staff caring, or the give a damn quotient from a 7 to a 7.2 to a 7.5, and maybe start some momentum that can turn it from a 7 to an 8. That's a very good cost benefit analysis on, 200, 500, 1,000, 5,000 staff. So give us a chance and let us, give us a call to brainstorm some things out. And I know particularly what I'm finding now is HR companies, they're incredibly busy. Not only are they recruiting, replacing, stopping people from stealing their staff, they are probably the most busy people. So, but the other thing is, because of all those issues, they have budget. It's just that they don't have time to create a structure and or a program like this in a way that, because it takes some time and it takes some thought and it takes some strategizing. And so I find a lot of HR companies, they have budget, but don't have the time to think about it. So that's what our job is. Give us a call. A lot of companies just say, you know what? We got 500 staff, come up with an idea of how we can help move the needle on team for 50 grand. And then we come up with an idea and mark our work. And then say, you know what? That was a horrible idea, Rod. You have no idea of what it is our culture is or whatever, or oh my gosh, you nailed it. That's very good. Let's do that, or let's try that. So feel free, just think of us as your branded merch staff. We get to know you, we go from there. So hopefully if you enjoyed this and want to see more, please hit subscribe. We're going to have more, we're going to go a little bit more deep into specific solutions and ways that branded merch can help you over the next couple of weeks, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much for your time. Oops, last one. You'll notice what I'm wearing today. Not to be disgusting or anything, but this is 25 years old. And I think most of my staff from back then, my family, not quote family, but they became family, has this same sweatshirt. And I still wear it because it brings me great pride, as does it with my previous staff. So sorry about that. That's my last minute thing. So hope to see you next week. Okay, thanks a lot.